Hey guys, we're here at our RV home garage build, and we wanted to kind of walk you through some of the things that are happening this week and what's already happened, but also next week too.
So today we met our builder here so we could discuss, we're getting ready to put up the drywall. When, sweetheart?
So the drywall will go in on Wednesday. The insulation is going to be installed on Monday, Tuesday, drywall on Wednesday. The stucco is being put on the outside of the house currently. We hope they work through the weekend so they can finish it, but if not, they can finish it on Monday. It's not like it's that important to be finished in the next couple, 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Because it won't interfere with anything else.
But what we did today, we were looking at where the intakes were, the AC units, where the light switches are placed, the outlets are placed, and we're just making sure us and the builders were happy with where everything was. And then we reviewed over, Eric and I are in a rental house right now, and because we hear a lot of noise, it's not, has a lot of insulation. You know, Eric has requested some modifications to the house. This is one area that he's requested modification.
So, this modification has been 3 attempts. 85-inch TV just now. Before it was about here to there, so it would not fit. So now we've got it just right. The fireplace will go right in there.
But let's talk about the sound modifications.
Yeah.
So we asked that he put an extra layer of soundproofing in this area because this is our primary bedroom. The TV is going to be butted up against that wall, which can create noise. And Eric stays up late. I go to bed early. So we do have a solid door going on our bedroom door. Everywhere else is going to be a hollow door. And we're hoping that will create some noise canceling for me in the bedroom while I'm trying to sleep, and Eric's out here enjoying himself, partying all night.
I'm a late night guy for sure. So what we're going to do also is we're going to put insulation here, right here, sound insulation. It'll be all right in here. So the speakers are on the back of the TV, I believe, so it kind of pushes that way and rejects out. Probably going to do insulation there. Yeah, probably going to do it all the way across here as much as possible. Now, this is a laundry room. This is where you need insulation. No one probably has insulation in an interior room, but we want it because I don't want to hear these beasts making noises. You know how they go, kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. No, we're not doing that. So we're going to insulate here, not there, but here all the way around.
Yeah,
just to quiet it up a little bit.
Yeah, I really like Eric's thinking on this because you don't, right now, our rental property, we have the laundry room as soon as you walk in through the garage that connects to the kitchen, and we have to keep that door constantly shut while we're trying to watch TV because you hear it.
Now you can see the difference with the insulation installed inside these interior walls. We chose to add insulation around the laundry room to help reduce noise from the washer and dryer carrying it into the main living space. We also added insulation along the wall separating the living room and kitchen from the bedrooms. In the primary bedroom, the TV sits right up against the primary bedroom and bathroom wall, and since Eric usually stays up later watching TV while I go to bed earlier, we wanted to create a little more separation to help reduce sound traveling through the house. This won't completely eliminate noise, but adding insulation inside interior walls is a relatively cost-effective way to help create a quieter, more comfortable home compared to more expensive options like spray foam.
And let's go show them the changes on the stairs. Because they jackhammered those stairs out, leading from the garage to the interior of the property, and we have that updated, and I'm really liking the new configuration. Before, if you remember, it was just one block going straight down towards Eric.
This is where the steps were. You can tell when they took them out.
See where that was?
And they went down here. So it took away for us room to park. So we gained a foot back by having this platform, and our thinking was We would always prefer to enter this way. And then if we go to resell the house, say it's a handicapped person, they can build a ramp right here and they can stroll right in here. So it's gonna make it so much easier for them. And I might be that person, who knows?
Yeah. I like having this platform. So you know what? Eric can drop the groceries off right here for me. I can just open the door, pick up the groceries, take them in the kitchen. He can pile this up if he wants to.
You do that.
Well,
Yeah.
there is going to be a railing there.
Yeah.
And then we probably want to have the door swing in instead of out, I would think. And then this door needs to swing out this way against this
swing
wall.
Out that way. And this one, yeah, will swing. Yeah, most of them do swing in.
All those little things like that you have to think of.
Get it right. So this is something that our builder wasn't planning for, but I told him from the original start that I wanted doors to open out on exterior doors, right? Because it's safer. It's harder to kick in a door when it's like that. Cape Coral requires it. Punta Gorda does not require it. So he put that kind of door where it swings open. And for me, it's better for hurricanes, so it's not going to blow your door in, right? That one also is the same way. I want to talk about the outlets we have here, because this is a guy's dream right here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 outlets just right here by itself. There is going to be a dump station. It's going to be outside a little bit. There's another outlet right there. Yeah, tons of outlets. So, you know, if anybody, I'm not a big...
And it looks like there's an outlet up there in the ceiling. Unless that's going to be a light. But I'm going to try to zoom in.
Yeah,
those wires, the white wires hanging down, those are going to be lights that are hanging down in the garage. And we have 6 altogether. No, 8. Yeah, that one right there.
Yeah, 3.
Anything that's hanging down like that.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 8. And then here, coming out, we're going to have 200-inch fans up here, industrial fans. One there and one over here. Just kind of bring that heat down a little bit. Eventually, we think we may do this. We may heat or cool this area, right? With some, maybe just actually a 2-ton or 3-ton or something. Eventually, we would like to build this room right here where it's elevated, and you have either a spiral stair or you have industrial stairs that go up to it. And it'll have a bathroom, toilet, obviously, and a little sleeping area.
Here is a quick look at the progress in the RV garage. Earlier you could see the block walls before the stucco was applied, and now the stucco really gives the space a more finished look. It's exciting to see how quickly the structure is starting to feel more complete as each step comes together.
And let's take them outside and talk about, so I told you last time they were prepping the walls. They're out here right now putting the stucco on. So they're still working on that. It's looking good. It's hard to see because the sun's shining right in my face. But it's very cool to watch them, how they do it. They just shake it on there from a brush and then smooth it over.
Do that and then smooth it.
All of this right here around the house, that's trim work that's going to be done. And
good job, guys.
From
looking
here
good.
Down, we're going to be doing black charcoal rock.
Those are the guys right there that are doing the work. We have a YouTube channel.
Now, he said that this is going to be rocked around the columns, right?
Right, the columns will be rocked. The rock will come all the way to the top and also to the top of this window right here.
Yeah, so we're going to paint the house white.
A bright white.
We can do black trim work around the windows. We're not sure yet what we're going to do. I think we're going to let them paint it all white first. And then I'm going to take some pictures, chat GPT it, figure out if we want to do black trim around the windows or leave them white. But it'll be a really nice architectural pop.
So when you guys, when anybody pulls into this neighborhood, it's kind of deceiving what they see.
This is 20 feet high inside of our RV
Yeah,
garage.
20 feet.
And most of the RV garages are not this tall, but because our house is on a stem wall, which we talked about that before. Got a little possum there. But it looks so good. This is going to take so much paint.
So it should be done one more day maybe.
And then it just has to set and cure for several days, and then they can start painting it. So it's coming together, guys. It's looking good. R38.
Well, we're putting R38 on the entire attic, right? Because it's going to be so hot up there. We were going to do spray foam. Our builder is not that comfortable with us doing it, so we may have to do it after the fact. It's going to be challenging to do it after the fact and probably more expensive, but it is what it is, right? So, but we think the R38 is going to really help.
Yeah, we'll live with the R38 for a while, see how it does. And you want to tell them about your new pool idea that he's been interviewing a lot of pool people, and he's not happy with the pricing that they're giving him, so he's
I'm not cheap. I'm not cheap.
Yes, you
I'm
are.
conservative.
Yes, you are. Be honest.
So yeah, I'm getting prices at 85. These are all without a sauna, right? So no sauna, just a pool with a sun shelf, right? Some prices are 85. They're raising up to match the lanai. We have now decided not to do that because there's a couple reasons, but the main reason is we don't want it to be elevated. When we're walking out here, everybody can see us. We want to be down this far down. This area hasn't flooded, so it'll probably never flood. So I'm not concerned about water coming in, extrusion. But yeah, the pool will come off. You'll be able to see it when you walk in the front door, and it'll be laid out this way with a sun shelf and some two.
Tell them what you're doing though.
Oh yeah, 2 water features. So I think it was in November, I got on a call with a group of people with DIY pools. And I like the idea, but still you just don't know if you can, because I've never built a pool before. So I didn't do it then. I wanted to get closer.
And let us know if you've ever built your own pool. Yeah. And what a treat he's in for.
I don't think it's going to be that bad according to them. So I haven't bought it yet. But I have, I may do it because they supply, you got to get the permit yourself, but they supply all the engineering, all the survey, and then they help you out with the subcontractors. So yeah, I would love to hear if anybody's used them and how the experience was when you used them, right? So, but supposedly you can save anywhere from 20 to 40,000. If I save 20,000, I'll be happy, right? Yeah.
And I asked her, I said, what's the worst that could happen if you do it yourself? We may find out, and we'll document that and let you know as well.
So I found out also that, most pool builders make anywhere from 30 to 40% margins, right? So if you deduct that even off a $60,000 build, that's a lot of savings you could be saving yourself, right? If it's 40%, it's a lot. But so 10%, 6, 12, that's 18,000. So that's about 20,000 that I would save on a $60,000 pool. So yeah, let us know, guys. Okay.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough at our very own dream garage build here in Florida. We're getting so close to being done. We talked with the builder today. He said hopefully mid-April we should be getting completed. Hopefully get that final CO. We went and bought furniture last week. We have it on hold, so we are ready to get in this property. We're tired of living in our rental house, our small little rental house, overcrowded, a tiny little 2-car garage. We're ready to get in this massive RV garage we have building behind me right now. The guys are doing great. They're working hard. And if you like what you're seeing, make sure to like, subscribe, comment below, follow us on our journey. We have really met some great people from our YouTube channel. I have one of my subscribers under contract with their own Florida RV dream garage build. We're closing next Tuesday. If I can help you find a RV garage home like this, you're a car enthusiast, you have lots of cars, text RV to 941-363-1209. let's get you started on your journey. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you at the next episode.
Bye, guys.